It's just not as simple as saying that Trump overthrew the Venezuelan government for oil, because Iran has oil and Trump walked away from Iran after coining the phrase "make Iran great again," and despite the fact that his attacks did almost nothing to set back their nuclear program. To understand why Trump went after Maduro, let's compare him to Juan Orlando Hernandez. He's the former Honduran president that Trump just pardoned. Just like Maduro, Hernandez is trash, but where Maduro used socialism to claim power, Hernandez used right-wing nationalism. Now, independent election analysts say that Maduro convincingly lost the 2024 election, but because his government is corrupt, he just didn't leave. You'd think Trump would love him. But instead, as an alleged response, Trump attacked Venezuela and essentially kidnapped Maduro and his wife and trafficked them to the United States so they can be tried here, even though a sitting president of a foreign nation is obviously not under our jurisdiction. Hernandez, on the other hand, is a corrupt right-wing grifter. But Hernandez laid down for Trump through Trump's entire first term, a favor that was definitely not in exchange for tens of millions of dollars in foreign aid from the United States. Aid that was allegedly for anti-narcotics campaigns, along with security for Hernandez, military aid. This was millions in tax dollars that Trump sent directly to Hernandez, just before Hernandez's brother was arrested, tried, and convicted on drug charges in the United States in 2019, a trial that included evidence that Hernandez himself was involved. So then you would imagine once Trump found out Hernandez was in bed with the cartels, he overthrew him just like Maduro, right? Nope. After the conviction of Hernandez's brother, Trump released over $50 million in additional aid to Honduras. And then after his own Justice Department unsealed the court records in early 2020, Trump released an additional $71 million in aid to Honduras, which Hernandez presumably stacked directly on top of his cartel bribes. It wasn't until Biden took office and Hernandez left office in 2022 that the Supreme Court of Honduras voted to extradite Hernandez to the United States, where he was tried and convicted by an American jury for taking millions in bribes from cartels to facilitate the trafficking of 400 tons of sinus stimulants directly into the United States. Trafficking that took place right under Trump's nose, as Hernandez claimed over $100 million in aid from American taxpayers, courtesy of President Trump. But Trump pardoned him anyway, even though he can't go back to Honduras, because the moment he was pardoned less than a month ago, the Honduran government issued an international arrest warrant for him. So one must ask, what's different? Why did Trump pardon Hernandez while spending at least $100 to $200 million just to depose Maduro and committing to what will certainly be billions more in his Venezuela First, Make Venezuela Great Again campaign? Let me ask you in another way. Do you remember that when Trump bombed Iran, it was less than a week after the first No Kings protest? Or that in January 2020, only days after his first impeachment, he ordered that drone strike in Baghdad that took the life of a key Iranian general? You remember when Bush couldn't find what he wanted in Afghanistan, so he invaded Iraq? It's true that for Trump, oil helped, Maduro's unpopularity helped, and Russia almost certainly agreeing to look the other way in exchange for our looking the other way in Ukraine probably helped. But none of those things are enough on their own. The real reason is as stupid as it is simple. It's because Trump is losing here, so he needs a win somewhere else. Because the fact is, this is what Republican men do when they feel weak. They look around, they find the most vulnerable victim, and they hit him. But please, take it from me, because I've seen this Republican movie before. Not once has it worked out. After all, if it were that easy to build a thriving nation, why wouldn't he do it here first?